Good morning and welcome everyone to the 2020 Nursing Pinning Ceremony. I'm Claire Jacobs, your host for today's ceremony, and I'm here with my co-host Jules Old.
We would first like to welcome Father Clancy for the opening prayer.
Welcome. I'm Father Tim Clancy. I'm a Jesuit teaching here at Gonzaga. I'm also pastor of a small parish, and I've been invited to do this benediction for the pinning ceremony this semester. So let's just take a moment to gather ourselves to be mindful of this moment and what it means to each of us personally. Hospitals were originally hospices, where one went not to be cured, but to be cared for as you died. So too hospitals were not originally for those who could afford health care. They were for the poor, who could not pay for a doctor to make a home visit. Consequently, nursing was originally a religious calling. In Great Britain, a woman nurse is still often referred to as sister. And of course, it's women religious orders who built the Catholic hospital system in the United States. You're not simply earning a credential for a job. You're not even entering into a career. You're dedicating your life to a calling, a sacred calling, one so inspiringly articulated in the Nightingale Pledge that you'll recite at the close of today's ceremony. As sisters, nurses also originally wore religious habits. You see vestiges of that in the traditional white uniform and cap. Today, that religious habit has been distilled to a pin from your nursing school, in your case, Gonzaga's School of Nursing, where you learned your craft, discerned your values, and today realize your dream. I believe the most recent nurse to become an official saint in the Catholic Church is Mother Teresa. She devoted her life to caring for the poor dying in the streets of Calcutta. Now, she's been criticized by cynics for only caring for the poor, not also working to cure the conditions that lead to so much misery and death. But isn't that the nurse's principal calling? To care, to staunch the bleeding, to lower the fever, to lessen the pain, to tend to the patient and their needs in the immediate moment, whatever those needs might prove to be, whether they live or die. There's a prayer on the internet popularly attributed to St. Teresa of Calcutta that captures your calling. You may already be familiar with it. I invite you to make it your own. If you're kind, people may accuse you of selfish motives. Be kind anyway. If you're honest, people may cheat you. Be honest anyway. What you spend your years building, someone may destroy overnight. Build anyway. The good you do today, people will often forget tomorrow. Do good anyway. Give the world the best you have, and it may not be enough. Give your best anyway. To which we might add, caring for the sick will console, but may not cure your patient. Care for them anyway.
Thank you, Father Clancy, for your beautiful prayer.
Well, we did it. From leaning on each other to leaning on our friends, family, roommates, and more, we cannot thank everyone enough for helping us to get where we are today. With this accomplishment, we not only earned our Bachelors of Science in Nursing, but we've built ourselves one experience at a time into men and women for others. Gonzaga is quite a unique school in its ability to shape us into well-rounded individuals by focusing on educating the whole person.
Our 38 graduates have participated in a wide array of activities alongside many academic achievements.
Students have engaged in off-campus and on-campus jobs, clubs, athletics, volunteer work, leadership roles, and spiritual exploration, all while excelling in the academic rigor of this major.
Our graduating class is committed to a framework of Gonzaga's core curriculum, as we've explored classes in many areas of study, including leadership, philosophy, religion, reasoning, communications, mathematics, and ethics.
In honor of these immense accomplishments, we ask you to take a moment to reflect on this achievement, to think about the ways in which we've seen growth within not only ourselves, but also those surrounding us at Gonzaga. Almost more impressive, we graduated with our BSN amidst a pandemic. 2020 is supposed to be the year of the nurse, and I think we can all agree that it has not turned out to be the year we were expecting, but nonetheless, it has been one of change and growth.
We could not have completed this difficult feat without the help of each and every faculty member along the way. From Susan teaching us to take blood pressures the fall of our junior year, to Jana Lee teaching us about the use of flex powder, a skill in which we definitely are going to need to use the year after graduation, and to the many incredible faculty members in between who have helped us to get to this monumental moment in our lives as we begin this nursing journey.
Now, as I was looking up some fun, witty banter for this occasion, I found a very relatable joke that I would like to share with you all. How many nurses does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. It's delegated to the nursing student.
All jokes aside, our time as nursing students was both enriching and terrifying at the same time. However, we would like to bring back some of our favorite and most memorable moments.
Starting us off, the oh-so-fond memories of going to lab on Saturday morning to have one-sided conversations with the mannequins.
Or stressing out about our next test, saying that we'll fail and doing just fine.
Wondering if Susan will really see when we broke sterility.
Jana Lee again reminding us that flex powder is a nurse's best defense.
The immense amount of anxiety when Susan sends out the sign-up emails for simulation.
Making Grey's Anatomy a reality while we jump on mannequins to do CPR during sim.
Skipping your morning workout because you know you're going to have to walk up to 4th floor of Tilford for farm.
That nervous feeling you get the first day of a new rotation.
And a special shout out to the 2 male nursing students, Hunter and Josh, for putting up with all of the gossip that filled their ears right before class started.
The mess of figuring out carpools on clinical days.
Discovering a fun surprise of chunky peanut butter found on the backside of a mannequin while learning about bowel care.
Susan trying to play off a very ill patient in simulation and just making us crack up with jokes about her fake cat or loving black licorice ice cream.
Or being told how important it was to fill out your skills checkoff booklets and never actually doing anything with them.
Encouraging friends to go to your line in Hemmingson during the flu shot clinic so that you could test their toughness.
Knowing that no matter what, our professors had our backs and cared about us like they would their own children.
Despite the common feeling of stress or anxiety, we showed ourselves just how much we could really handle and that we could do more than we ever thought was possible. We did it. We pushed through the hard times and we came out even stronger.
This energy that we have right now as new nurses is incredibly influential. It's something that we hope every one of us will embody throughout our career, because burnout is common in our field of work, but our fresh perspectives on patient care and the medical profession will set us apart from many.
Each day or night that we work, we hope that you might take a quick moment to reflect about your why. Think about how you as an individual can make a difference in somebody's life that day, no matter how small.
Maya Angelou portrays nursing in such a beautiful light. In her words, as a nurse, we have the opportunity to heal the mind, soul, heart, and body of our patients, their families, and ourselves. They may forget your name, but they will never forget how you made them feel.
We would now like to introduce Dr. Vincent Slayers.
Greetings, Bachelor of Science in Nursing graduating Zags. My name is Vince Salyers. I'm Dean of Gonzaga University School of Nursing and Human Physiology. On behalf of all of us in the school, all staff, all faculty, and all others, we are so pleased to congratulate you and be part of this pinning ceremony with you. We know that you have accomplished so much these past 4 years, and more than this, we know that you will truly go out and impact the health and well-being of our communities. I'd also like to extend particular welcome to guests, significant others, family members, and all those who are participating. Thank you for joining us for this monumentous event. The School of Nursing and Human Physiology has a long-standing history of providing innovative and transformative programs that prepare graduates to go out into the world to be health scientists and health practitioners of the future. Our departments are united around a shared and single commitment to the common good, to the health of our communities, and to the people in Eastern Washington and beyond. We strive to collaboratively foster your professional growth and development so that the finest minds in our nation, and today that would be you BSN graduates, will be prepared to work in complex healthcare environments to tackle the healthcare challenges of tomorrow. We understand and absolutely embrace with you the perseverance and extraordinary effort it has taken for you to get here today. We recognize that your personal commitment and tenacity have been critical to your acceptance into and completion of our Bachelor of Science in Nursing program. This is a tremendous accomplishment for which you should be extremely proud. And I know if we were all in person, we would be applauding right now. So I applaud you, and I know we all do. We know that you will need this same drive and determination in the days and weeks ahead as you assume your first registered nurse positions. The thousands, and I mean literally thousands of hours that you have spent in class, studying, learning new skills and practicing and refining those skills, undertaking patient care in clinical environments, have been, we know, absolutely the gateway into who you have become these past 4 years. They've prepared you to become the finest registered nurses through a commitment to excellence and what we describe at Gonzaga as cura personalis, or care for the whole person. Registered nurses, as you know, promote, maintain, and restore health. But we also do much, much more than this. We teach, we nurture, we guide, we explore, we lead, and we innovate. You will fail sometimes in your new roles. Some days will be incredibly tough, and you'll ask yourselves why you've done this. Some days will be exhilarating, and you will have made a difference in the life of one or more of your patients. You will be transformed and enriched by the work that you have chosen, and our world will be better because of you. Along your journey, you will discover that you have committed to being part of an interprofessional healthcare team, a team that is increasingly diverse, collaborative, and we hope and trust that as you enter the world of nursing, you will come to see and appreciate the vital work that interprofessional teams undertake on behalf of the health and well-being of patients. Each of you brings a wealth of experience and expertise to the healthcare environment. We trust that you will take the time to see that together the team is greater than the sum of its parts. You are entering your professional careers in an unprecedented time of the pandemic, while we are also celebrating what is International Year of the Nurse and Midwife, the 100th birthday celebration of Florence Nightingale. So, true extraordinary events are already unfolding before your eyes, and will create an important chapter in your nursing careers. So, ZAG nurses, we welcome you as nursing colleagues with open arms and open hearts, and all the support that we can offer to help you through your transition into your professional careers. Wherever you go, let kindness, love, compassion, and caring lead you, and we know that you will touch the lives of those around you. We are with you, and we are here for you. We wish you the best as you begin your registered nursing careers and on the journey ahead. Go ZAG nurses.
Now we welcome Dr. Jana Lee Isaacson to discuss the pinning ceremony significance.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jana Lee Isaacson, and as a faculty member at the Gonzaga University Department of Nursing, I'd like to begin by adding my sincere congratulations to each of you for a job well done. You have worked hard, and this is a noteworthy accomplishment. Bravo to you. Thank you for the honor of participating in this important ceremony. I've been asked to share just a little bit about the pinning ceremony significance. This ceremony is a tradition with nursing programs that dates clear back to the Crusades of the 12th century. It was during those bloody religious wars that a group of monks from the Order of St. John took it upon themselves to care for the ill and injured, and they became known as the Knights of Malta. Now, in recognition of their service and largely to identify themselves on the battlefield, they began carrying a Maltese cross. It was no doubt this that inspired in the late 19th century Queen Victoria of the United Kingdom to establish the Royal Red Cross. This is a decoration that was awarded in recognition of exceptional military service. The Royal Red Cross is in the shape of a cross. It's gold and enameled in red. And on the three arms at the top are the words faith, hope, and charity. And it was on April 23rd of 1883 that Queen Victoria awarded the very first Royal Red Cross to none other than Florence Nightingale for her service in the Crimean War. Now, you recognize Florence Nightingale as the founder of modern nursing. And when she received the Royal Red Cross, she then turned around and awarded similar medals of excellence to her hardest working nursing graduates as a way of saying, job well done. So it is in this tradition that the pinning ceremonies became a part of nursing programs, and they were well established both in the United Kingdom and in the United States by the beginning of the 20th century. Now you are receiving a very special pin. You will be receiving the Gonzaga University Nursing Pin. This was designed in 1914, and the images that appear on this pin have unique significance for our Jesuit university. So let's take a look. In the upper left corner, you will find the Loyola family coat of arms. That is in recognition, of course, of Ignatius Loyola, the 16th century Italian saint who was the founder of the Society of Jesus, or the Jesuits. Just next to that, you'll see a box that contains stripes going diagonally. Now, your pin is in gold, but if this were in color, you would see these were alternating colors of yellow and red stripes. This is in honor of the flag of the country of Spain. Yellow is the traditional color that signifies generosity, and red is the traditional color that symbolizes bravery and valor and heroism. And this appears on our pin because the Loyola family had its roots in the country of Spain. Now, if you look down to the lower right corner, you'll see the Gonzaga coat of arms from the House of Gonzaga, a princely family that ruled northern Italy beginning in the 1300s. And hanging on their family tree is Aloysius Saint Gonzaga. He was an Italian aristocrat who joined the Society of Jesus and was later canonized to Saint Aloysius. Just next to that, the final box, is a scene that depicts the beauty that surrounds us here in Spokane. And at the very bottom of the pin are 4 letters, A, M, D, G. And that is in reference to the Latin phrase, ad majorem Dei gloriam, which is, of course, the Jesuit motto, and when translated means to the greater glory of God. This is your pen. I hope that you will wear this with pride and remembering that you have committed yourself to serve others. This pin carries with it the tradition of the most trusted profession, nursing. And it also carries with it the high standards of our Gonzaga University. Knowing you as I do, I am confident that each of you will wear this pin well. God's best to each of you, and good grace.
Thank you, Dr. Isaacson, for your words to help us better understand the meaning behind this great achievement.
We now have our first reading presented by Caitlin Fernandez, one of our very own graduates. Welcome, Caitlin.
Hi, everyone. I was asked to find a reading that related to nursing or my journey in nursing. As I was searching for inspiration, I stumbled upon a famous author and professor at USC from the early 60s and 70s. Some of you may have heard of him, Dr. Leo Buscaglia. He studied love, life, and human relationships, which to me are the essence of nursing. I wanted to share these 2 quotes from him, and I hope they inspire you as much as they've inspired me. The first quote is, "To live in love is to live in life, and to live in life is to live in love. It's not enough to have lived. We should determine to live for something. May I suggest that it be creating joy for others, sharing what we have for the betterment of personkind, bringing hope to the lost and love to the lonely." The second quote is, "Too often we underestimate the power of a touch, a smile, a kind word, a listening ear, an honest compliment, or the smallest act of caring, all of which have the potential to turn a life around." I chose to become a nurse not because I wanted to pass medications all day, but because I love people and I wanted to help care for those in the best and worst moments of their life. Especially now that we're in the middle of a pandemic, hospitals look a little different, and our patients will need us now more than ever, either to hold their hand or to lend an ear when their family's far away. I can attest, and I'm sure most of you can too, that being a new nurse is hectic and overwhelming at times. But I hope we can all remember that the smallest act of kindness goes the longest way for those we're caring for. Congratulations to everyone. What a year it's been to get to this point.
Our second reading will now be read by Maddie Jeans.
Hi there. My name is Maddie James, and I have been given the wonderful and honorable opportunity to speak during our virtual pinning ceremony about a reading related to nursing and how it relates to my journey and ultimately all of our future endeavors. By the end of this speech, I am hoping we can all look back on our nursing school experience and understand that the pain and the hardships and the laughter and the successes were all worth it, and we can now look forward to our bright and exciting futures. For the last few weeks, I have been searching and debating what would be the best quote or poem to share with all of you. Luckily, I came across the following poem and knew this would be the perfect one. As I read this, I want each one of you to close your eyes, which I'll never know you're doing because this is virtual, so if you really don't want to, you don't have to. But if you feel up to it, close your eyes and look back on your journey, either starting with that acceptance letter into Gonzaga and the nursing program, start with freshman year, or start with your first day of clinical. And friends and family watching, think back to when your loved one got their acceptance letter or had their first day of school. Either one, really draw into your senses and try to allow this poem to speak to you personally. I feel like a yoga instructor right now. It's really cool and empowering. How am I doing, everyone? Okay, here it is. There are times in our lives when we sit down and wonder where our lives will lead us. Sometimes we get so caught up in our jobs that we forget what we truly represent. We get frustrated, aggravated, pushed to the limits, and so mentally tired that we feel, what is the use in being a nurse? But then someone gives us a weak smile or holds our hand and may say, "Thank you, you are so special." Then we feel the warmth growing in our hearts, all the bad feelings disappear, and replayed by the core values that we represent. Human dignity, compassion, dedication, integrity, stewardship, leadership, and excellence. So when the bad feelings begin to show, take the time to say this prayer. Lord, help me to bring comfort where there is pain, courage where there is despair, acceptance when the end is near, a touch gentle with tenderness, patience, and love. And always remember, all nurses are truly blessed, for you see, God gave us hearts of gold. It's a very sweet poem. I'll start by talking about the first paragraph. For myself, I wonder all the time where my life will lead me, what decisions I will make, and how they will affect my journey through life. We all made the decision to go to college, to come to Gonzaga, and to choose nursing as our career paths. Once I received my acceptance letter into the program, it was this huge sense of relief and comfort knowing that I am on a path towards a career that I and millions of others respect and look up to. What an honor is that? Related to the next section, I cannot tell you how many times I was frustrated, aggravated, or so mentally tired that it made me question, what is the use? Especially being in school when there's an easier out to change majors or even just rethink life in general. Personally, I may or may not have failed a skills exam, and let me tell you, that was one of my toughest defeats. Faye and Susan, I'm shouting out to you, thinking back to when I was bawling my eyes out behind one of the patient curtains in lab. I'm so sorry about that. That was embarrassing. But I'm sure there are others out there that had a similar experience, or at least I tell myself that to make me feel a little bit better about myself. But in all seriousness, there is a special reason that we are all sitting here together, celebrating our success through nursing school and sending encouragement and support to all of our future successes as nurses. We did it. We got through school. We were able to break through any doubts or frustrations, and now we can see that it's doable and it was worth it. Now, when there are bad feelings or when exhaustion hits, I always love to think of the saying, filling your cup up or recharging your batteries. And one of the big motivators for me is when I get a patient that is complimentary, encouraging, and verbal about their appreciation of us as nurses. It is in all of our natures to care for others, to help the vulnerable, and to heal the sick back to health. When a patient says something along the lines of, "Thank you, you are so special," it reminds me of my why I'm a nurse, why I find joy in the career field I am in. I am reminded that people look to us to heal, to grow, and to live life to their fullest. Personally, I like to think of my grandma Jenny, who was a nurse and also my biggest inspiration to becoming a nurse myself. I saw the way she cared for others and used all the core values I mentioned above in her everyday life, whether she was on the job or not. It is truly inspiring to see that in others and to know that I can now step into that role and grow as caregiver. The core values that were mentioned above in the poem were spookily similar to Gonzaga's values, as well as Sacred Heart's, which I know there's some more Sacred Hearters out there. It is easy to forget the core values we represent, but so important to remind ourselves of our roles and positions we serve when caring for others, in whatever setting we end up in. It is a true honor to be in a position of trust and respect and to be able to hold ourselves to these high standards and core values. Now, for the last piece of the poem, I realize there are a mix of religious or spiritual beliefs or misbeliefs. However, whatever your preference is, I find it important for my mental and emotional health to say a prayer or to just sit down and take the time to reflect on why you chose nursing and the many different ways we will help those who are vulnerable and in need. Looking back on all the values and skills we learned, all the support we received from our wonderful faculty, the carpooling to clinicals, the math tests we had to get 100% on, the high standards we had to meet, the competitive atmosphere, Janelle's helpful memorization techniques, Snoopy playing cards in April, that one will never leave my brain, Janelle, Kaplan practice tests, and just the stress of Netflix, the NCLEX. All the memories we have together make me feel so happy and grateful that I chose Gonzaga and that I got to meet all of you. I'm so proud and excited for each one of you and for us all to begin our next steps in life with our big girl and big boy jobs. You are all going to be amazing, compassionate nurses who will make a difference in this world. Thank you, family and faculty, for making this possible for all of us. Thank you for listening to me and allowing me to share. And as always, go Zags!
Up next, Dr. Julie Derzay will be presenting our faculty address. Welcome, Julie.
Hello, fellow Zag alumni. It's pretty cool to be able to say that. Congratulations, Gonzaga University's BSN class of 2020. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak to you today and to be part of this very special event. Pinning is special, regardless of how we celebrate it. It's special not only because of the effort it takes to arrive at this point, but also because of the significance of that pin that will grow stronger with every shift you work. You'll wear this badge from this day forward as a proud mark of who you are and what you stand for. While this pinning is unique, there is still so much to celebrate. All of the 2020 graduations that I've seen have had celebrations defined by sad slideshows of how much things have changed. And I must admit that I'm sad to see images of you focused on screens with open Zoom windows while you're in your bedrooms and dining rooms and kitchens instead of our classrooms. And I'm sad to think of your unsent graduation invitations or pinning invitations. And I feel sadness over the thought of you taking pictures in caps and gowns without any pomp and circumstance. But you've worked too hard not to be sad, and you've worked too hard not to celebrate. And the purpose of classrooms, faculty, and regalia is to pave the way for you to merge onto this road that you're already on here today, as a candidate or a newly licensed registered nurse. Your road wasn't paved at the end, and I imagine it was quite a bumpy one. But even as your journey is just completed, you've now smoothed the path for those to come next. As the first cohort whose education has overlapped with a global pandemic, you've just become the leaders of how to be successful in this new reality. As nurses matriculate, we accumulate letters to use in our official signature. No matter how it ended, you're now a nurse who can sign your name followed by BSN. The work you've done for years to get yourself here to this point has earned you a degree, a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. You will always be a college graduate, no matter what happens. No one can take that from you. We were robbed at the end of our time together when your classes were moved online, and our class was planned to be online all along. But I've had the chance to touch base with some of you, and when I ask you to describe what concerns you have about transitioning to a professional role with an official signature, most of you don't even bring up worries about long hours or night shifts or exposure to pathogens. Instead, you're worried that you won't be enough for patients, and you're worried that your lack of experience will mean you don't have enough to contribute, and you are very worried about the job market. So I'd like to talk to you about these worries. First, let's talk about the job market, because your parents are probably worried about this too. Your future is not overshadowed by COVID-19, as your graduation has been. Now that's part of your past. You stepped out of school into a job market that needs you. In academic conversations, we've been saying for years that the trend of nurses' work will move away from acute care and into communities. Never could we have imagined that this process would move at hyperspeed, but now people are looking at you to help them out of this pandemic. Just as your roommates have asked you to examine a rash, or your aunt has asked you to share her current medication list, or even new mothers have begun to trust you with their babies. As our world recovers, your place will be defined. And you've already earned trust just by the nature of your degree. The place where you end up may be a little different than what you envisioned when you chose this career path. Maybe some of you have already taken jobs that aren't exactly a perfect fit. Maybe some of you are still looking. But you see, even as we speak, nursing is evolving. What would have been your job market a few months ago has changed. The world's been watching nurses, and it hasn't gone unnoticed that there's a way of thinking that makes us special and marketable. Perhaps you've witnessed this in your nursing colleagues. Nurses are proving their empathy is needed in every type of business right now. and engineering skills that were used to extend an IV tubing to reach even the window or the bathroom would be useful on any team. And the IT ingenuity that ensured tech support could bring a family to a bedside via a device was innovative in quarantine. You may have noticed how business-minded nurses select the most cost-effective way to change a dressing, or the expert sales pitch that was used to talk a PEDS patient into treatment that they didn't really want. And perhaps you were impressed by the talented design that made a jury room feel more like home, while still abiding by OSHA standards. Nurses have been standouts in this medical crisis, pillars of leadership with understanding of communication, policy, guidance, support in chaos and confusion, and a profound empathetic understanding of what people go through. Right now, people need this as they're looking for deep systemic solutions in a country that's long been plagued by racism and is currently under the siege of a public health catastrophe, along with an economic collapse and a reckoning with racial justice and inequality. Whether this has ignited your passion or stifled your flame, the way you learn to assess, prioritize, intervene, work toward outcomes, and evaluate you will help define a role wherever you go from here. So yes, the nursing role is rapidly evolving as nurses are tasked with even wider ranges of healthcare responsibilities. Caring for the sick has certainly gotten more complicated. Hospitals are understaffed, budgets are tight. In hospitals, clinics, and care centers around the U.S., nurses are rising to meet these challenges. New healthcare technology is also creating opportunities for nurses. More and more aspects of the profession are electronic, inviting nurses to be digitally ambitious and provide cost-effective care. Maybe this will be the place for you. Not just that nursing is becoming a broader field, it's also becoming deeper too. Nurses today won't just consider symptoms of patients in front of them, they'll look to the health of their communities and beyond. And I certainly hope you keep your eyes on new opportunities for nursing in your communities. Hospitals are increasingly diverse cultural melting pots where nurses work on the front lines of race, religion, and gender. Nurses deliver hour-to-hour care and interact with families of patients, which requires the ability to listen and understand people from all walks of life. I hope you find these new opportunities to use knowledge in a role that will affect real, lasting change. You need to get back out in the world and see what opportunities for jobs have been opened outside of traditional roles. Please don't be afraid to try untraditional roles that interest you. Some things won't stick, but some experiences will live with you and in you and power you forward. You may need to be patient as the work that finds you will be work that stays with you forever. As you start to find your place, keep an open mind in this time of change. No opportunity is too small for your time, and no opportunity is too great for your possibilities. Now let's talk about your readiness. The truth is, you did have an abrupt ending, but it wasn't premature, meaning that it wasn't over before you were ready. In fact, in times of rapid change, experience is your worst enemy. I'm going to let you in on a little secret. Your practicum experience, that was experience that could be added to your resume, was great, but you were really ready to enter that team as a functioning member, or we would have not let you go to practicum. And no matter how much time we have to prepare, at graduation, nurses aren't finished learning. You will learn something new every day. You'll learn from hands-on experience and emotionally exhausting shifts, and after much repetition and recall, you will recognize work with such familiarity that you can multitask. And you can perform complex things when you're tired without total focus, and a routine will guide you through your day without notes or checklists. But this older, wiser, more experienced you will not have the same benefits that the brand new nurse you will bring to patients. We forget as we get seasoned that there was a time when that sound or that smell or that disturbing sight was shocking or uncomfortable for us. This level of discomfort or newness compels us to be excellent every day. Where a seasoned nurse might overlook that suffering is status quo, you will respond, and that will make the difference to a patient. Don't discount your newness. Use it to remind others that there is no normal in suffering. Your fresh perspective on this world you are entering is much needed. Every disaster in history has a profound impact on our knowledge and response. You're living in unprecedented times. You've probably heard that said a lot. And as ominous as it sounds, it's also exciting, especially for nurses. You've spent your education learning to be flexible and adapting to change. You are more ready for what lies ahead than graduates from any other profession. So stop worrying about what can go wrong and start getting excited about what can go right. I'm going to leave you with my favorite quote from Ralph Waldo Emerson. What lies behind us and what lies before us are tiny matters compared to what lies within us. We really have missed you on campus, but your time here was always only temporary. I hope you'll get the chance to come back soon and visit us. I really can't wait to hear about what a force of good you'll be in this world. Congratulations again.
Julie, thank you so much for your speech. And thank you to all of our faculty for your constant love and support throughout the 4 years. We could not have done it without you.
We would now like to welcome Holly Ebel for the student address. Holly, take it away.
Hello, everyone. My name is Holly Ebel, and I'm blessed and honored to give your student address for the pinning ceremony of spring 2020. Quite honestly, I'm surprised that y'all wanted to hear me talk about feelings one more time. I figured that one of the only pros of this pandemic for everyone was that no one would have to hear me cry in clinical conference anymore. But here we are. I get to talk about feelings and most likely cry one last time in the company of the spring cohort of 2020. When thinking about what I wanted to talk about today, what came to mind is what most people have said to me about graduating from nursing school during the pandemic. I either hear with a sheepish grin, I guess it's a great time to be a nurse, I'm sure you have lots of work. Or they say with horror, I'm sorry, this is the scariest time to get into the field. It's been very interesting because everyone seems to have these clear feelings about me being a nurse now. But in the end, I just come back to the most infamous saying from our fundamentals of nursing class. It depends. When I unpack this motto that I heard Kay laughing and saying while I sat looking at my blank Scantron begging that just one thing didn't depend on all of the other mysteries of humans, I realized that this saying really means, I don't know, but I'm trying my best. So yes, polarizing humans that want to put their opinions on my choice of major and profession, you are correct, but you are also wrong. The reality of graduating right now is that it sucks, and it's also inspiring and scary, and also the complete point of our job. So the only way that I can sum up all of these jumbled up feelings is to acknowledge that I don't really know how I'm feeling, but I'm going to try my best in whatever I'm doing. This more complicated, it depends, where we say, I don't know, but I'm trying my best, is my motto for today and will most likely continue to be the motto of my nursing practice for the rest of my life. This saying recognizes that we don't have all of the answers, because we never do, but it also requires us to work our hardest to get any answer and relay it to our patients. Acknowledging that we don't know is incredibly difficult, especially because in school we are encouraged to prove that we have all the answers. In lecture, when we were asked questions and all of us as a collective were too tired to raise our hands and waited it out until one of our team carriers in the front, you know who you are, shout out to you all, finally mustered up the muscle and brain power to answer, we had to prove ourselves, right? In lab, when we got randomly picked to do sim, we were all striving to know all the answers. With each other, when we were studying or chatting about clinical, it was always a competition, whether we wanted to admit it or not, to prove who knew or had done more. At clinical, our preceptors wanted us to know more than any other student they had been assigned because it would make the day go so much smoother. Even Castle Branch and TB test emails from Shirley seemed like a challenge to prove myself worthy of being in this program. We all needed to feel like we deserved to be here, and the way that we did that was by saying that we are learning to do it all. Nurses are scientists and counselors and babysitters and cooks and nutritionists and handholders. And by learning to do all of those things, we know all of the answers that we can sub out when it depends. The reality is that none of us know anything. Okay, maybe some of you. Actually, okay, all of you knew more than me going into any and all exams. But what I mean, though, is that none of us actually knows what it's like to be our patients with their diagnoses and individual unique background, upbringing, occupation, socioeconomic status, race, ability, and any other identity. All of us are different, and thus we cannot know everything about our patient, no matter how much we study or look at their chart or eavesdrop on their family conversations. But we all, as a cohort, have the privilege of having the title of RN, space BSN. That title to our patients means knowledge and care. It means that we are respected. The best way that we can mirror the respect is by being willing to say that we don't have all of the answers, but that we are going to do our best to get them the care that they need. This motto of acknowledging that we don't know but are going to try our best requires each of us to address the systemic racism in our healthcare system every day. I personally do not know what it's like to be a pregnant Black woman who is scared of labor because she knows that she is almost 3 times as likely to die in childbirth than the white woman across the hall, simply because she is Black. Our healthcare system is designed to provide unparalleled care for white people who have the resources to afford it. But 400 years of white supremacy and colonialism has ensured that communities of color lack the resources, both financial and political, to get the care they need. This is intentional, and I, in my work as an individual nurse, cannot dismantle the systems of oppression. But I can try my best to make sure that she's heard, that her pain is adequately controlled, and that she is respected and safe. I can continue to try my best outside of the hospital, clinic, school, nursing home, or wherever else I'm working by reading anti-racist books, watching media on race and healthcare, attending events hosted by Black organizing groups in my neighborhood, shutting up to actually listen to the marginalized voices that are far too often ignored or silenced, and being in solidarity with my coworkers of color when they are addressing racism within my unit or floor. As healthcare workers, we hold this obligation to ensure that our patients are healthy, but that doesn't end when the patient leaves the hospital. We need to take aim at the root causes of the social determinants of health: racism, colonialism, patriarchy, and capitalism, and do the work to ensure our patients are not harmed by them any longer. I don't know what it is exactly that called you to Gonzaga about 4 years ago, but for many of us, it was this incredible mission that called for us to learn how to care for the whole person and be people for others. With nursing, it is easy to say to ourselves daily that we are caring for people and our job is for the sake of others. But in order to truly work towards our mission that called us here in the first place, we must meet the humanity of our patients with humanity by acknowledging that we don't have all of the answers, or sometimes any of the answers. Then we must tell them and show them that we will come to work every day or night, trying the best that we can in every way possible. This means getting the extra diet Pepsis, listening to the old lady who just wants to talk, giving the patient with an opioid addiction the amount that they are prescribed when it is due, and looking our patients in the eyes and treating them with respect, no matter their race. I believe it is required for me to end the speech by saying, now go forth and set the world on fire. But like everything else I was talking about, I don't know how to start a fire. So instead, I will promise to all of you that I will try my best, and I hope that you will too. Thank you, and go Zags. Shameless plug, I didn't do the individual recording because I figured you guys didn't want to hear me talk anymore. So I do want to take my last few moments to thank my family and friends that supported me through my 4 years of nursing school. I love you, Mom, Dad, Maggie, Nana, Grandma, Kyle, Berquist, and all my other friends and family. Thank you so much, and go Zags.
We would now like to welcome Joan Owens, who will be presenting the Outstanding BSN Award. Welcome, Joan.
Hi, I'm Joan Owens. I'm the Associate Dean of Undergraduate Nursing. It's my honor today to introduce you to the Outstanding Undergraduate Nursing Student Award and this year's winner. This award is given to students who are nominated by faculty members for their leadership, their community service, and their academic performance. So once students are nominated, they're asked to submit a letter that demonstrates how they've exemplified these traits throughout the program. The 3 nominees for this award this year are noted in your program, and all 3 are outstanding representatives of Gonzaga nursing, and really a testament to this cohort as a whole, who have been so dedicated to helping each other be successful in this very challenging and demanding program. So at Gonzaga, we prepare nurses to practice in the field, but we also expect them to be leaders in the service to others. The 3 nominees this year exemplify leadership in the service to others, and we look forward to their contributions to the nursing profession. So this year's winner represented Gonzaga Nursing as a Gonzaga Student Body Association Senator, where she worked to improve the student experience. She also worked in housing and residence life, where she focused on sustainability efforts and also building a safe and empowering environment for first-year women in the residence halls. She studied abroad in Zambia, where she shared stories of humility, strength, and the importance of community that she will bring with her to her nursing career. She finished the program with an academic record that is stellar and includes a minor in Women's and Gender Studies. So please join me in congratulating this year's Outstanding Undergraduate Nursing Student Award winner, Holly Ebel. Congratulations, Holly.
Thank you, Joan, and a huge congratulations to our outstanding BSN.
We now have Faye Phillips to share the Nightingale Pledge with us all.
Hello, Gonzaga graduates of 2020. Hello, proud family and friends. I'm delighted and honored to be here with you today, participating in this virtual pinning ceremony. This semester was certainly one to remember, and we saw our students meet these challenges with fortitude and flexibility and a lot of passion. They've certainly demonstrated that they are ready to enter the career of nursing. I've been asked to read the Nightingale Pledge for you all today. Typically during our pinning ceremony, this is when we ask the nurses in the audience, both those who are long retired and those still practicing, to stand and join us in reciting the pledge, as well as asking our students to take the Nightingale Pledge. So I encourage you to read along with me now. I solemnly pledge myself before God and in the presence of this assembly to faithfully practice my profession of nursing. I will do all in my power to make and maintain the highest standards and practices of my profession. I will hold in confidence all personal matters committed to my keeping in the practice of my calling. I will devote myself to the welfare of my patients, my family, and my community. I will endeavor to fulfill my rights and privileges as a good citizen and take my share of responsibility in promoting the health and welfare of the community. I will constantly endeavor to increase my knowledge and skills in nursing and to use them wisely. I will zealously seek to nurse those who are ill, wherever they may be, and whenever they are in need. I will be active in assisting others in safeguarding and promoting the health and happiness of all humankind. Congratulations, nursing class of 2020, and welcome to the profession. We're so glad to have you.
Thank you, Faye. What an honor it is to have you sharing this paramount pledge with us.
Up next, the moment you've all been waiting for, the presentation of the graduates. Congratulations, graduates. And now we'd like to welcome back Father Clancy for our closing prayer.
Let us end this ceremony with a final blessing on our new nurses. And I invite family and friends who are watching to join me as I give this final blessing. May you go forth and make this world a better world. May your work make your communities more caring, more just, more holy. May you go forth hand in hand with Christ to bring that divine spirit of life, healing and understanding to the broken and the wounded, the sick and the distressed. May you assist mothers as they give birth to new life and accompany the dying at life's close. May you be a blessing to all you care for, and may God in turn bless, accompany, and inspire you as you do his holy work. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, amen.
Father Clancy, thank you so much. It means so much to have you as part of our ceremony today. Now, nursing is a profession that is truly unlike any other. We act as a support system during some of the most difficult times of people's lives. We're able to celebrate one's very first moments of life while also having the ability to celebrate one's final moments of life.
We would like to thank you all so much for honoring our achievements in this beautiful and unconventional pinning ceremony.
While this is not the typical graduation ceremony that many of us had expected at the end of our 4 years at Gonzaga, we are able to whip out our flex powder and know that this is such an incredible time to be a nurse.
To restate the words of Maya Angelou, as a nurse, we have the opportunity to heal the mind, the soul, the heart, and the body of our patients, their families, and ourselves. They may forget your name, but they will never forget how you made them feel.
So take this time to remember your why you chose the profession, why you want to help others, why public service means so much to you, and to remember how you can change things for the better, as well as how you can make a difference to the diverse communities that we will be serving.
And while remembering your why, remember to never push potassium IV. No further comments needed on that one.
Remember to take care of yourself as you prepare to take care of others, to take time to fulfill your own needs, and to surround yourselves with those who love you unexceptionally.
And remember, if we can start our new career as nurses in a pandemic, we can do anything.
But before we close, we ask you to take a moment to turn to your loved ones and to make sure to hug them and thank them for their support through this incredible life-changing journey.
A huge thank you to each and every one of you for coming together, although virtually, to celebrate during this unconventional time. And thank you for the incredible work that you do as nurses.
So go forth and set the world on fire. And as always, Go Zags!
Hello, graduates. Belated congratulations on successful completion of the Gonzaga nursing program in the midst of a pandemic. Many of you have already passed your boards and have secured your first job as a registered nurse. This transition is challenging in normal times, and I'm sure the pandemic and all that it has affected has made it even more stressful. I hope you're finding the support you need to launch into your career. Please know I have thought of you often these past months and prayed for you as well. Last spring, we all had to adjust to virtual education and forego the pinning ceremony for a later time. Well, it's later and we're still not able to carry out our beloved tradition as we would like to. I miss not being able to hang the pin around your neck or pass it to a nurse family member or friend to do the honors. I miss not being able to give you a hug and tell you congratulations in person. We are all grieving the reality social distancing has put on us. As I was reflecting on what I would say, I had an idea of how, since I'm coming to you remotely via video, I could include some other individuals in this recording that are not normally invited to pinning, yet they played a significant role in your education. and I believe, if given a chance, would want to celebrate your achievement. I'm here in the Sim Suite with a few of the mannequins that did their best to facilitate your learning and prepare you to safely carry out the duties of a nurse. Your introduction to these human-shaped models was with medication administration. Do you remember George Johnson and Kelly Franklin? You proficiently administered their medications while adhering to the 5 rights within the 10 steps of medication administration. I hope you carry this wisdom of this experience with you as you safely administer all manner of medications to your patients. There was also PAP Patient in various forms, helping you demonstrate your skills during testing. Over the 2 years in the upper division nursing courses, you demonstrated proficiency on a wide variety of nursing skills. Pat is so proud of your success. Remember your first time in the Sim Suite with Arthur Harris? He was a little sweaty, confused, and downright uncooperative at times, but you wiped his brow and in the end rescued him from certain death. You also took care of a postpartum mom and a Hispanic man recovering from a lobectomy with an anxious wife at the bedside. You even managed multiple priorities with 3 patients and their call bells. And then there was Sim Baby and Sim Junior, taking on multiple roles in our newly expanded pediatric simulations. Do you remember Melody Dixon? Something's not right. My chest is hurting. Or perhaps Kim Dunning? I can't breathe. Or maybe Agnes Taylor? My hip hurts. You worked as a team to deliver compassionate care to all of these simulated patients. Your last sim was with Matthias Heading. This is where you demonstrated how far you'd come. Independently, you accurately assessed, called the provider using a thorough SBAR, and delivered competent care that produced positive outcomes. I believe if SimMan or PAP Patient could talk, they would tell you, you're ready, you're gonna do great. I'm so proud of you, and I would wholeheartedly agree. You are no longer my students, but my colleagues as nurses. Stay well. Don't forget to come by the RSC when you're in town and tell Pat and myself how it's going. We'd love to hear from you.
Hello students, and congratulations. I know this was not the finish to your nursing schooling that you anticipated. Nobody could have anticipated this type of an ending to such a wonderful journey that you have been on. Congratulations to you all. You have earned this, and I welcome you into the profession of nursing. And just remember that you will always be a ZAG nurse, and you are welcome back anytime. Take care and keep in touch with us, and let us know your career pathway journeys and challenges. I look forward to hearing from you all. Congratulations again. Go Zags.
Hello everyone. It is such a joy for me to be able to send you this video as we get to your pinning ceremony and celebrating you. A moment where you can celebrate your hard work and make a commitment to the nursing profession. As I've been thinking about all of you and the community and the pandemic that we're facing, I can't help but think that this world is welcoming well-prepared nurses. But wait, there's more. These are not any nurses. These are Gonzaga nurses. What does that mean? These are nurses that care holistically about their patients. You are ready to touch the heart and soul and mind of the patients around you. And in a world such as this, and a time such as this, where it's hard to be able to comfort a patient or physically even touch a patient much, it's crucial for you to be able to touch a patient with your words, with your body language, with your kindness, with your compassion. I am so proud of each of you, and I want to congratulate you. I know that on this journey you're taking with you compassion, empathy, integrity, loyalty, and just a special sense of Gonzaga. You're ready to be servant leaders in this world. Go set this world on fire, and never forget that I am proud of you and I believe in you. Take care. Congratulations.
Congratulations on your graduation. This is a big day for you and your friends and family. We sure won't forget you. I hope you don't forget us. Go out and change the world, nurses.
Hello, class of 2020. I just wanted to say congratulations on graduating and all your accomplishments the last 4 years. As someone who's been able to be by your side for the last 2 years and see you grow from baby nurses to graduate nurses, I'm so proud of you all, and I welcome you to the nursing profession from a fellow Zag. Go Zags!
Hey Gonzaga graduates, we're so proud of you. I want to do a special shout out to the Bachelor of Science and Nursing program graduates. We know you're going to go out and do amazing things. We're so excited for you to have your latest role here at Gonzaga and join us as a fellow Zag alumni. Once a Zag, always a Zag. Congratulations.
Congratulations, class of 2020. In the words of St. Francis of Assisi, all the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the light of a single candle. So proud of you guys for lighting our way through.
Up next, we have DJ Old.
Hi, everyone. First let me say that you have worked so hard over the last 4+ years to achieve everything that you have achieved, and we all wish that we could be there to celebrate with you in a live graduation. Unfortunately, we can't. But one of the cool things is I never would have been asked to speak at your graduation, and now I can, even though you'll probably delete this. But the reason that I'm crashing your party today is that there's something super special for Jules here that I would have liked to have present live to you. And this is your Grandma Judy's pin. There's nobody who would have been more proud to be there for your graduation than Grandma Judy. So this is her pin from the University of Connecticut. This is her nursing pin from the University of Colorado. She would have adored being there to watch you graduate from nursing school. And I just wanted to present that.
That is so cool.
Hi everyone, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my parents, my 2 brothers, Matthew and Andrew, and my grandparents. Thank you guys so much for helping me get through nursing school. I have no idea what I'd be doing or where I'd be without you guys. I also just wanted to give a quick shout out to Janalee Isaacson and Susan Edwards. You guys were so helpful throughout nursing school, and of course all my preceptors. And then just a quick shout out to everyone in our nursing cohort. I'm so proud of all of us, and I'm so excited that we're all finally nurses.
Hello! My name is Madison James, and I wanted to give a big thank you and a virtual hug to all the faculty in the nursing program at Gonzaga for the support and encouragement along the way. I feel so blessed and thankful for my time at Gonzaga. Also, thank you to all my friends. Thank God we did it. We passed. Fist bump, everybody. Also, I wanted to give a thank you and recognize all my family for making my dream possible, coming to Gonzaga and graduating with a Bachelor of Science in Nursing. Huge. I love you, Mom. I love you, Dad, Spencer, Kelly, Nana, Grandma, Grandpa. The list goes on. You know who you are. I love you all. And thank you, everybody, for my time at Gonzaga.
Hi, my name's Justine, and I'm one of Gonzaga's BSN graduates. I just wanted to thank all my professors, clinical instructors, and advisors for always helping me to succeed. It means a lot. And I also wanted to thank my classmates because you guys made the hard days easier, and without you, I don't know what I would have done. And most importantly, I wanted to come on here and thank my family, especially my parents. Without your support and guidance, none of this would have been possible. So thank you so much for believing in me and my goals. I think one of my favorite memories at Gonzaga was seeing all of us nursing majors at Dutch Bros or Starbucks because caffeine definitely fueled us. But I'm so excited to use all the knowledge and skills I've learned as a labor and delivery nurse here in Tennessee. Thanks.
Hi, this is Claire Swafford. First of all, I wanted to say congratulations to each and everyone in the program. It was a tough 4 years, but we made it, and now we're ready to enter an amazing field and start our careers. I want to give a huge shout out to my family and friends, my cross-country and track and field coaches, and the athletic academic support staff for always believing in me through all the highs and the lows that these past 4 years have brought. I also want to give a big thank you to the nursing faculty. You guys are amazing and prepared us so well for the careers ahead of us. Congratulations, everybody. We did it. Go Zags.
Can ever find a job that won't interfere with routine? I keep thinking that it's not goodbye. Keep on thinking it's our time to fly. And this is how it feels. As we go on, we remember all the times we had together. And as our lives change from whatever, we will still be friends forever. Friends forever. Will we think about tomorrow like we think about now? Can we survive it out there? Can we make it somehow? I guess I thought that this would never end. And suddenly it's like we're women and men. Will the past be a shadow that